What is up, my friends on the internet? Back at it with another video, and on today's episode we are working on my Triumph Scrambler 900. I am taking the bike on a trip next week, so in preparation for that, I'm going to throw some parts at it. The idea behind this build is to keep things kind of thrifty, to utilize things that I already own. I have the, luck or pleasure or, blessing of having owned lots of motorcycles. So when I sell those bikes, I generally take a few things off. Some of the aftermarket stuff stays with me. And because of that, I've mounted a great deal of things. I'm going to try to get some of those things to fit on this bike just to overall save some money on this one. Because I believe a lot of influencers or motovloggers or just people on the internet in general will convince you that you need the latest, the greatest, the most expensive boutique carbon fiber everything or whatever it may be. They kind of give us an unrealistic expectation of what building or modifying a motorcycle is really like. Some people have the budget to go out and buy the latest and greatest for every single part and have everything anodized and carbon and matching. But the majority of us don't. The majority of us are on a little bit of a budget and we're just trying to do as much as we can. So to kind of respect that, I am gonna go out back into my workshop, find some parts that I think will fit, bring them out, and modify this bike to the best of my ability to prepare for my trip next week. Let's get on into it. So after exploring in my building for a little bit, this is what I came up with. First off, we've got a 1 liter fuel container holder from Rig Gear. It is strapped onto a Rig Gear tail bag that actually already had rain gear and a tool roll in it, so that is good. I got a cargo net that I'm going to try to use to add some more storage to the top of this bag. We've got some double take mirrors that came off of my Trail 125. These are going to be great because the Scrambler is going to go off-road, of course, so having these mirrors will save me some money in the future. And then I have a headlight guard that also came off the Trail 125. I believe the holes are going to be too small, but the width looks good. The headlight diameter looks pretty good. So I'm going to try to drill out those holes maybe and make this work as well. I know these and these will work for sure. This may not, but I'm going to try everything because why not use stuff you already have? Why not save some money? All right, doing this one-handed, so sorry about that, but get that mirror out of there. It also holds on that brake fluid reservoir, so we'll have to make sure that the beefier mirror stem will actually clear. I'm going to do that off camera so that I can use both my hands and we'll see what it looks like. We got the stem installed there. Actually pretty good fit. I don't worry that that's going to compress and hit. I feel like this would have to compress that way to hit this, so we're pretty clear. Let's get the mirror on there. And just like that, we have a double take mirror, my friends. Both mirrors are installed. And I just realized, like, a kind of little hidden feature is that my camera mount here also uses the exact same system, and they are interchangeable. So if I break a mirror arm and need one in a pinch, I have one right here. If I need to set up a camera on a longer arm or this breaks, I have one right here. Just that interchangeability will be really nice, especially when on big trips. The more things that use the same tools or the same componentry, the better, honestly. It's gonna make my life way simpler. I love it. Really good. I'm glad I had these. I'm glad I kept them. So in order to run that luggage, I'm gonna have to remove this seat. The bag is actually designed to go right on top of the seat, but as you know from my last video, my seat is broken. If you tighten that set screw just a little too much, you will completely snap the barrel out and then make the seat worthless. You can still sit it there, but it's not very secure at all, even when locked in properly. So I don't necessarily want to strap a bag to the top of it and rely on it to hold all of my stuff. So for my use case, at least for the time being, I'm gonna run the bag directly on the seat bracket. And then later on in life, I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do about this. I could just replace this seat and just be more careful with it, and then it should work perfectly fine. Lots of people have a lot of good miles on this seat. Or I can replace the whole seat with this seat here, and that will allow the one-piece seat to run off the key. It will go on and off easier and overall simplify my life. The problem with that is not only does that seat cost more money than just buying this, but it also would put this to waste. I'll have to take this off, and then this will just become clutter. And the minimalist in me doesn't want to create clutter. I could sell it, put it on Facebook Marketplace or eBay, but does somebody actually want the factory seat? Maybe somebody that has their seat torn or something, but traditionally what happens is I put it up for sale, it doesn't sell, it ends up in my building living with a bunch of other seats from other bikes, so I'm not necessarily inclined to do that. But let me know what you would do in the comments. Which seat would you go with? Would you fix this? Would you get the new one? Let me know. But for the time being, let's mount some luggage. All right, you're probably not going to be able to see this very well, but the frame rail is right there. That's what I want to mount to. That way I have a hard metal part, not just some plastic. But if I loop this around there, it is open-ended and could just slide right off. So to avoid that, what I'm going to do is crisscross these straps. I'm going to tighten this one down this way so it's pulling towards the rider, and then I'm going to tighten this one down this way as just like a counter torque, you know? That way it doesn't shift either way. Those crosses both ways should allow the bike to be secure, the bag to be secure. I said bike. The bike will be secure no matter what. The D-rings here should allow me to use that cargo net and add even more storage to the top. That is the plan. Let's see if it actually works though. Crisscross applesauce, and Bob is your uncle. It is on there. I really like this bag, so I'm glad I get to use it. It has a zipper here that will make it expand and get bigger. Interior wise, pretty good space. You got an interior cargo pocket. It holds my rain gear. There's some internal straps to stabilize your stuff, a waterproof cover, a carrying strap, and it does even have lockable zippers if you want to do that. My favorite feature on it though is that the top is flat and covered in moly, so you can mount a bunch of stuff to it and just really expand your storage capacity. So yeah, it's on there. I like it. Let's continue. On the tank here, I have my SW Motec Legends Gear tank bag. It's a pretty nice piece of kit. It expands too with the zipper there, moly on the top to attach things to it. Inside, there's a zippered pocket and then enough room for the rain cover for it, gloves. I have some camera equipment in there, some stickers, and a little tripod. Just my handy, quick access stuff. If you don't want to spend the money on something like this, you don't have to. What you can do is get one of those cheap little drawstring bags like this right here, and then just throw some magnets on it. If you throw magnets on the inside of it, like 3 on one side, 3 on the other, it will stick to your tank nicely. I used to do that for all of my clothes. Just fill it up with all your clothes, then throw your magnets in. It'll stick right to the tank. Tie it off real tight. You are good to go. You can even wrap the entire thing in a trash bag if you want to make it waterproof. Trust me, I did that for years. It works way better than it sounds like it should. So as far as the headlight guard, I went ahead and popped out the screw there. It is in my hand here. It is slightly too big for the hole on this. So I'm gonna see if I have a drill bit to drill this out a little bit. If I break it, it doesn't matter because I can't use it anyway. So I might as well try to recycle it. I'm gonna drill that out a little bit. And then once the hardware can actually fit through it, I'll see if it lines up nicely. Scratch that plan. I imagine some of you were already typing this, but before I started drilling this out, I decided to have the forethought and just test fit it, and it is too narrow. So I didn't waste my time drilling it out. This is not gonna work, but that is A-okay. I tried. Next up, we have this Triumph book bag here. This was actually a free promotional book bag that came with the purchase of the Trident 660, but it's pretty cool because it has this little pull-out rain cover. This is the backpack that I usually wear when I go on rides. I commute with this. It's just been really good to me, so I'm gonna definitely utilize this. It's also cool that it's branded to match the bike, but yeah, if you just throw a book bag right on top of there, you should be able to use a cargo net just to attach it to these D-rings here. So that's what I'm gonna do. Obviously, you probably don't have a random Triumph backpack, but anyone will do. If you don't have that waterproof cover, again, fall back on the trash bag. Just put a trash bag around it, tie it tight, you will be good to go. But yeah, let's mock this up. I'm gonna go ahead and strap it down. Okay, so this is the setup as it sits for my next trip. This cargo net actually worked out really well because it has just enough hooks for all the attachment points on the bag. D-ring there, then a carrying strap there, and then the same on the other side. Gets the bag secured really nicely. I'm gonna throw up an image of the cargo net I used here just in case you wanna grab the same one. It was like 10 bucks on Amazon, not too bad at all. I know I had a lot of motorcycle luggage already, so you may not have this much stuff, but like I was saying earlier, there are ways around it. You can just use a drawstring bag as a magnetic tank bag. It'll cost you like $5 to get one of those bags and some magnets. You can just use any old book bag with a trash bag over it to make it waterproof. And if you want to copy this system like perfectly, you can just run 2 book bags. Get yourself 1 book bag here with some generic straps. I'll throw some straps on the screen here. You can strap that down to hold your tools onto the bike real rigidly. And then you can throw a second book bag on with all your clothes and a cargo net on the top. Quick release this to go up to your hotel room. Just leave this on the bike, especially if it's wrapped in a trash bag. Nobody's going to bother it. And the magnetic tank bag just snatches off, even if you go with the drawstring method. So that's what I would do if you're absolutely trying to pinch pennies, which I encourage you to do. You do not need to spend all your money on fancy luggage. I know I do have some fancy stuff here, but trust me, you do not need that. You can get by with whatever you have. If you have any questions about that kind of stuff, just let me know in the comments. If you have any feedback on what I should do about my seat, whether you would run the new seat or just the replacement seat, let me know in the comments. And last but not least, if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, because that is the end of this one, but there's more of this to come. I appreciate all of you for being here, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.